I'm Glenn, and this is Dan, and we're here from Texas GameCon Narrative. We're going to be running the event this year, and we wanted to introduce ourselves in our new video blog. So let's talk a little bit about what we're going to do for the event this year. We're going to talk to you guys about why Narrative is cool, and we're going to cover a little bit about the terrain and all of the exciting things that we have planned to make an awesome event for you guys this year.
So let's talk a little bit about what is narrative, what is the narrative, and what we're going to do.
Yeah, so narrative gaming is a kind of a style of game telling and storytelling combined. Okay, so what we have is a weekend-long series of games, and from Friday night, Saturday to Sunday, the stories that you guys play out on the tables is going to kind of change what goes on in the event.
Yeah, it's kind of that epic story-driven game. It's kind of like the book cover type games.
Yeah.
We're talking about the real epic battles. We're not talking about highly competitive gaming here. This is beer and pretzels types gaming.
Yeah.
You're not going to. This is not all about winning. This is about working together to have fun and do really epic things.
Yeah, and the scale is going to scale anywhere from tiny little kill team games all the way up to big apocalypse level Titan stomping action, where you got the entire gamut. There's going to be a lot of players at the table, and you're going to be able to have your own little section and tell your own little story. This is about doing what's cool on the gaming table.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we're trying to do, is set up those areas where you can have your section where you're having a lot of fun on, and you can tell your story in your way, and you can set up those epic battles. That's what narrative gaming is about.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about the story that we're trying to tell with our narrative game here.
Yeah, we are telling the Shadow Crusade, which is the Horus Heresy book Betrayer. It's set at immediately after Calp, where the bad guys are trying to skirt off Altamar and try to keep them out of the fight for Terra.
Yeah, last step back for the Loyalists, big, huge fight, and really a truly epic setting for a narrative game. And the story that we're telling has everything from giant ship-to-ship combat to orbital bombardments, boarding actions, one-on-one fights of the most powerful
really
characters.
Great characters, yeah.
Yeah, and even, and sweet Titan-on-Titan action down there on the planet, because, we always need some of that.
Yeah, tell our story. And now, the stories we're telling are much smaller, because that's huge, epic battle. We're telling in the smaller, we're just destroying one city.
Yes, we're only going to blow up one city.
In that city, there are 4 different approaches as to talk about. And in those approaches, there are sections and where every fight matters. So this is where narrative gaming gets in, where it builds on itself, often just kind of has that area for you to do really great epic stuff and have this great one-on-one fight.
Now, spoiler alert, the bad guys are going to win this fight. We're not changing the history of the Horus Heresy. We're not messing with the narrative. What we are going to tell that story and all the little pieces that make it up.
Mm-hmm. But it's not about winning the whole event. There is no prize there. What we're looking for is that epic battle where, you got a wound on Angron. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, this is about making those gaming memories that you're going to tell stories about with your friends for years to come.
Yeah.
So our 4 tables on game day Saturday are going to be 4 different approaches to this surrounded city with chaos, banging at the walls, and we've got 4 very different flavors of terrain that we're going to be working with.
Yeah, the goal is that there'll be terrain for everybody. It's basically, if you've got a huge Titan Legion, if you want to bring 10 Titans, bring them. I have a table that will be awesome to play on for you.
Yeah.
Although, if you've got a blob army and you don't want to face a clear table full of D-weapons, I totally understand. I have a jungle where you can hide forever.
Yeah.
It's awesome. We also have an urban fight table, and we also have a complete fortification table, which is where all of that stuff from Stronghold Assault, you've been hiding away and you want to come play with. This is where you can come play with.
This is going to be the trench-to-trench fight where the forces of chaos get to run at you and you get to line up your Imperial Guard and just shoot the heck out of them. It's going to be great. All right, now, so I'll tell you, let's talk a little bit about how terrain matters to narrative. This is one of the primary things that Dan and I have been focused on from the beginning of the game here.
Yeah. So terrain is really key. What makes good terrain is, it has to look good. Because narrative gaming is about those picture-perfect moments. It's about the beautifully painted army on the wonderful terrain and in that whole cover of the book type feel. Yeah. The second thing is the terrain has to be playable. You have to have enough line of sight blocking. And in narrative, because you have tremendous weapons, getting out of line of sight is really important. So you have to have lots of line of sight blocking terrain.
Yeah.
It also has to be sturdy And for us, it has to be transportable.
Yeah, and we also like to focus on playability of your models. You need to be able to set up your models in a way where they're not just knocking over all the time. You don't get wobbly model syndrome. And so a lot of our focus on our train is also being practical for you as a player.
Yeah, damn you, craters!
Yes, exactly. We have craters that are friendly. That's going to be our trick.
That's a goal.
Yeah. So we hope that gives you an idea about what it is that we're getting excited here for the narrative event at Texas GameCon.
Yeah, we are very much excited about this type of gaming, but it's not just about what we think is cool. It's about what you think is cool.
Yeah.
And so we want your questions. We want your feedback. We want your experiences in narrative gaming, and we really do want to hear from you.
Yeah, because we'll, in future video blogs, we'll start answering those questions, kind of addressing them, as well as cluing you in on the stuff that we're working on, and, tell us what you think works best.
So through the magic of technology, we are going to show you how to get a hold of us.
Looking forward to seeing you guys in June. It's going to be a great time, and we'll talk to you next time.
And remember, in the grim dark future, there's only war.
But it's fun to make war on your friends.